don't forget about you guys.
Yes, I want. Rubber one. I want to do that.
Oh, this display is way better. Hey, everybody. How's everybody doing?
Hey.
This is JL or is that Joe?
You Joe and Keisa.
I'm Joe and Keisa. Well, I'm Joe.
You're Joe.
That's
I'm
Keisa.
Y'all, it has been a beautiful Sunday full of blessings and everything. I give God all the glory for it. However, we are here as we are going to do every week on Sunday. We're going to come before you with another live topic. And babe, what do we got from today?
Well, we're going to do a continuation of last week, dating with intention. You know, we talked about family, faith, and finances. So we're not going to go into any detail. Today, we're going to be talking about expectations. And so those expectations are, you know, like, what are your roles going to be in the home? Expectations as a man, expectations as a woman. Like, how many children do you want to have, or do you want to have children? Child care. And of course, I'm reading my notes, guys. Vehicles, maintenance, education, all of these things. But all of these things will be determined a lot by how you were raised. Were you raised in a single parent home? Were you raised in a two-parent home? Or it was a divorce? Was it somebody was a widow or widower? All of these things will have an effect on what your expectations should be. But what we really want to discuss is getting back to a more traditional family. I believe Keisa and I, we talked about this several times. You know, I'm going to just throw this statistic out there. 80% of black children are born into single parent homes, and that is not a good thing.
No, it's not.
And so that goes along with when you're dating and your intentions, you know, and I want to just start off with the men, you know, guys, let's stop having fun, putting notches on our belts. You know, that's what we're talking about. You date with the intention that you're going to marry this woman. And if you're not interested in marriage, then leave that woman alone.
Especially if she is. If she is looking for a mate, a lifelong mate, let that be known early in the game. Early dating in the game. If you are just there to meet people and mix and mingle, be upfront. That goes for men and women.
Definitely. You know, there's, you know, and you know, the prime dating years for women and for women is between 24 and 27, and that's when you're your most beautiful. That's when you're most fertile. So if marriage is something that you want, I would urge you not to put it on the back burner. That's why we talk about making sure you ask these kinds of questions. And for men, young men in that age group, it's not your time. But that doesn't mean that you can't have relationships. But you should be more focused on your purpose. You should be more focused on getting your money up, earning money so that you can provide the lifestyle for the woman that you love. All right, now everybody knows that I'm a big Star Trek fan. I've got an incoming subspace signal, but Admiral Kirk will have to wait. But, you know, most men don't reach their financial stride until they get into their 40s. And see, that's the disparity here. But if you go back 100 years, it was traditional that young women married men in that age group because they could provide the lifestyle that they wanted. And I think that a lot of times weighs heavily or plays a major role in how we choose to interact with each other, how we choose to date, the choices that we make. What do you think?
Well, you know, we've had this discussion quite often about the traditional and non-traditional roles. And, you know, a lot of us women, I myself included, we have went outside the home, we've worked, we've raised children, and unfortunately, I did a lot of that on my own. But fortunately, you know, it worked out. All worked out real good.
Right.
However, what I consider traditional is not the traditional role. It takes two people working together
Yes.
to keep a home, keep vehicles, take care of children. You can, like back in my grandfather's day, you know, he worked and he grew a garden and all these things. My grandmother didn't have to work. She went to work when she wanted to work, and that's when she got a job. But it wasn't like mandatory. Like today, you got to have 2 incomes to make it. Just
Especially today.
now, if you're super fortunate and you're in that top 3% of men that make those big dollars and you can afford it all, great. But for us real people out there,
Right.
we need the teamwork, the cohesiveness,
Yes.
and that is the new tradition.
Yes.
I'm getting away from the traditional role, quote unquote, because the new tradition is 2 people going and getting it together. And you have to have the meeting of the minds,
Right.
i.e., what are your expectations?
Yeah.
Do you expect to be a stay-at-home parent? Do you expect for your spouse to go out and get everything and pay all the bills? You take care of the kids and cook? That's y'all's agreement if you want to make it.
And that's not unreasonable, guys, if you have those meetings. However, you know, the statistics are that the median income for most black men in this country is about $40,000. The median income for women is around 27 to 28. So you can do the math. However, if you decide that you are going to, what's the word I want to use? You're going to support one another. You're going to build, and I don't want to really use the word build, but cooperate with each other, because it takes cooperation,
Right.
and especially when you don't make 6 figures. And I understand that a lot of women want a 6-figure man, but there's a limited supply. But there are plenty of good men out there who will love you, who will honor you, who will be loyal to you. And aren't those qualities better than how big his bank account is?
And that man with the right woman behind him, encouraging him, helping him keep his focus, being a peaceful area for him in the home is the very reason that he will succeed. I've noticed several influences, but one of them I like the most is Tabitha Brown. Everybody, you like so and like that. And you know, I am reminded of the fact that her husband supported her dream. He worked. And now that she could retire him, she did. It is a team thing. It is about what you want to put in together and get out of it. So you can do any of these things. You can date with intention. You can set your expectations. And you can receive what you work for.
Exactly. And you know, when you talk about her, you know, a lot of women came for her, told her she was crazy.
About retiring him. Yes,
You
they
know.
did.
But, you know, and we don't know the depth of their relationship and what they discussed, but whatever it was, it worked for them.
Yes.
But the key word, the operative word was they were in cooperation with one another.
And they were intentional. And they
Yeah.
talked about it. And they had expectations set. And they went with it. And boom, she got a line in Target. She's got her own seasoning. She's got t-shirts. And she's always got that
Yeah,
smile.
t-shirts. That's that new
Yeah, that's
thing.
the new thing.
We
I'm
hope
gonna
to
bring
get some of those soon too.
However, you know, God bless that. They went.
Who we got on here? Debbie Wilson. Thank you for watching. I just noticed
That's
that.
Martipion's grandmother.
Oh, great. Well, that's a traditional woman, I'm sure. She can identify with what we're talking about.
So, yeah, that's all I have, babe. Do you have anything else you want to talk about?
Well, I mean, we left a link to a YouTube video that we watched several years ago
While we were yet dating.
while we were dating. And it's this minister. His name is Andy Stanley. The name of the video is Love, Dates, and Heartbreaks. It's a 4-part series. And part 1 is The Right Myth. And the basic premise of that video, and I'm not going to give you too much, what he was talking about was everybody tends to want to look for the right person. But what he says, and what I agree with, and I know Keisha does too, is you become the right
You
person.
need to be that, yes.
You know, be the person, be qualified for the person that you want. Because I noticed that a lot of people have these expectations of what they want, but they don't really qualify for it, and then wonder why they don't get it.
They have to do their own work to be the person that they expect to get.
Yeah.
So, recap, babe.
Well, again, we've talked about expectations, what would be your roles in the home, how many children you want to have, who takes care of the finances, who pays this, who pays that. Do you want to have a traditional marriage? But that's really not the thing. Most marriages, the both people have to work, especially in today's world with the price of gas and everything so high. Everybody has to work, but all of these things are determined by how were you raised. And those are the kind of questions that you need to ask on those dates, those first dates, when you're dating with intention. But I want to end it always with the 3 components to change, because what we talked about, what Andy Stanley talked about becoming the right person. And you have to be willing to change. And what are the 3 components to change? First thing is you make a decision. You have to recognize that something can be better. I need to do something different. The next thing is you make a commitment to that. Mm-hmm. And then finally you become consistent, because if you're consistent to your commitment, to your decision, you will change. So we're going to leave you with that, and we appreciate you. If you like the content, guys, please like and share this. It's also going to be on our YouTube channel, Bountiful Harvest with Joe and Keisha. Please go over there and subscribe. Remember, we have a goal of trying to get to 1,000 subscribers, and we're at 100 subscribers. We're going to have a giveaway at 500 and 1,000. So please make sure you go over to the channel and subscribe. This is a playlist. This will be a playlist on that channel. It will be called Meeting the Bunburys. So go check that out. Check us out. And make sure you comment. We always want to hear what you have to say. All right. We'll love you, and we'll see you next week.